Country Day School, this year held at the beautiful Brown Theater. I'm so pleased that we are all together once again. I extend a warm welcome to friends and families of the class of 2022. And I'm particularly pleased that our hardworking faculty and our Board of Trustees are so well represented again this morning. I also want to take a moment and recognize Maestro Jay and our orchestra for playing this morning. Thanks for being here. This is a special day in the lives of our graduates and their families, as well as a special day in the life of our school. Today we celebrate all that these incredible young people have accomplished and what they will accomplish in years to come. You see, at KCD, we have challenged and supported these graduates individually and collectively to prepare them not just for college, but for life. Behind me are future doctors, politicians, scientists, tradespeople, authors, researchers, business owners, judges, artists, athletes, teachers, and based on the discussions I had with some of them as they're running in the morning just before the bell rings, pretty sure we've got some criminal defense lawyers too. To the class of 2022, one of the things I enjoy most about my work is the relationship that I get to build with you. I'd like to think that us old adults are able to teach you a thing or two from time to time, but I know for certain that we learn a lot from you. The opportunity to know you as a class and as individuals, and the opportunity to love you is an honor and a privilege. You are now, and always will be, an important part of the fabric that makes up the history of our fine school. From this day forward, I challenge you and encourage you to do good. We need compassion, wisdom, leadership, justice, and sensibility in this world now, more than ever. And I look to this group to lead in those capacities. You'll each find a path forward that is unique and meaningful to you, and remember that wherever you may go, your path leads back to Springdale Road, and your KCD faculty and friends will be here cheering you on. Once a Bearcat, always a Bearcat. We will begin the program this morning with some remarks by two of the officers of the senior class. I welcome to the podium Solange Baines and Alexander Fogarty.
Good morning and congratulations to the class of 2022. I'm Alexander Fogarty.
I'm Solange Baines,
and we are your senior class representatives.
Thank you for joining us today as we celebrate our senior class. It is an honor to address our whole class for one last time as we cherish moments like these.
We would like to speak for the whole grade as we express our gratitude for the people who have helped us reach this point in our lives. Thank you to our amazing teachers who have continued to push us to be our best, our friends who support us both inside and outside of school, and our families who sacrificed to send us to the best school in the state. We truly could have not done it without you.
As senior year started, we knew that we were going to have a lot of our lasts. Our lasts of school dances, high school sporting events and performances, and most importantly, our last chance to be all together as the class of 2022.
It's so weird that we are finally graduating because it feels like just 2 weeks ago we were taking our final naps in the senior lounge and getting our last feature on the KCD Slums Instagram account. Thank you, Mayo Sufi, for your services.
And just before that, we took our last trip together. Senior retreat gave us an opportunity to be together, away from our screens, and appreciate each other's presence,
whether we wanted to or not.
Retreat gave us the opportunity to be vulnerable, grateful, and appreciative, skills that our generation sometimes lacks. KCD emphasizes and ensures to engrave these qualities in their students.
You may have been expecting us to mention the impact of COVID, and yes, I guess I did just mention it, but that's all you're going to hear about the pandemic. Instead of talking about what we didn't get, we're going to talk about what we did and how these experiences are beyond comparison.
We believe that despite what was taken away from us, it is important to focus on what we were able to experience, regardless of the obstacles that challenged us.
KCD has blessed us with so many opportunities that it's hard to single out just what makes our school so special. We all have achieved so much throughout our time here, and it's important to note these various accomplishments.
In soccer, we beat large school competitors and won an all-A state championship.
The girls lacrosse team secured not one, but 2 consecutive state championships against a large school competitor. Come see me after if you want to see my ring.
We also won the Louisville Math League against huge public schools and put on an amazing student-run performance of Mamma Mia this spring.
And not to forget our track team that broke records that were over 2 decades old.
As a whole, our class achieved a lot of great accomplishments. Everything we had just mentioned only hits the surface.
Academically, we continue to uphold our standard of excellence and the title of being the #1 school in the state. In athletics, we had students breaking records and teams winning state championship titles.
Clay Bockhorst broke more than just records. He broke both of his arms jumping hurdles freshman year.
With that being said, it is important to recognize that none of these accomplishments would have been possible without the endless of opportunities provided through KCD. Sometimes it's easy to overlook the fact that we are such a small school and that our families sacrifice so much to give us a chance to go here.
I came into KCD knowing no one, and I am leaving with some of the best relationships I have ever had. My teachers, administrators, and peers have had a lasting impact on my life, and each and every one of you have taught me lessons that I will hold on and carry with me even beyond college. KCD prepared each and every one of us for a successful future. I could not imagine myself enjoying my responsibilities and free time at any other school. I know Charlie and Trey can relate. They both came back to KCD after trying the Catholic school system.
KCD is so special because of the fact that they prepare us so well for college while also encouraging us to delve into activities that interest us.
Just one example of this is when KCD allowed us to start our cheer team during our sophomore year. There were a lot of obstacles we had to overcome in order to make this happen. Some obstacles we overcame through a series of meetings, like being allowed to cheer at football and basketball games. Other obstacles we did not overcome, like getting uniforms that weren't hit, and being allowed to jump off the ground. No matter what challenges we faced, the KCD community supported us and allowed us to come together as a team to support our school. This opportunity of creating our own clubs and expressing our interests will go a long way when we go to college and have the same opportunities to do so.
And speaking of interests, raise your hand if you've heard of Wordle. How about 2048? These 2 internet games slayed. Special shout out goes to all of our 2048 pros. Adit, Megan, and Andy, thank you so much for sitting at the front of the classroom for all of us to enjoy your screens. Claire and Anna Maria, you guys will get there. Keep pushing.
Because we are such a small school, Alexander and I can both say that we are grateful for the opportunity to have a relationship with each and every one of you. What we are most thankful for from our experiences at KCD is that there is no other place where we could find a friendship with all 76 of our peers.
The ability to be friends with just about anybody is an opportunity I'd like to thank KCD for. The fact that I can walk into any classroom and create conversation with any one of my classmates or teachers is honestly a flex. It makes class so much more enjoyable when you're surrounded by people you enjoy.
Alexandra, you might have gotten a little too comfortable that one time in calculus class. We were all getting lost in the lesson of derivatives, and suddenly class got a lot more interesting.
Oh yeah, I remember that. December 3rd, a fresh Friday morning. I don't really know how it happened, but I accidentally vomited all over myself. Poor Laura Bache was just trying to get through the lesson until I rudely interrupted. Thank you to my mask, because I managed to get it only on myself.
This story, while gross, is important because it shows how even the most embarrassing moments don't feel so bad when you are around the right people. That sounds so cheesy, I know. But we can truly say that at any other school, we would not be able to tell this story and laugh at it the way we can at KCD. We have found so much comfort in our friendships and relationships, which makes saying goodbye so difficult.
As we come together one last time as the class of 2022, we wish to leave you with this. KCD has provided us with endless opportunities to grow individually and as a group.
But most importantly, KCD has provided us with the opportunity to form the best relationships with ourselves and with each other, and that will go a long way in our lives, even beyond college. If we could put this speech into a Martin minute,
Sometimes on 2 times speed.
we want you to take away our message of how we need to take advantage of our opportunities, the way KCD has taught us to.
Thank you, KCD, for the best years. On the behalf of the class of 2022, we will miss you.
Sanj and Alexandra, it's great. The class valedictorian is chosen from among the top 10% of the class in a selection process that considers both academic standing and the overall rigor of the selected course of study. It gives me great pleasure to introduce our valedictorian, Usma Sajid.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Usma Sajid, and I am honored to be named valedictorian for KCD's class of 2022. I would like to start off by thanking everyone who has made this day possible, including Mr. Hustis, Mr. Martin, and our class sponsors, Ms. Kuffner and Ms. Pepper. Thank you to all of the teachers, faculty and staff, parents, family members, and friends who are here today, who have supported us throughout our lives. Now, everyone knows that goodbyes are hard, so I have no idea why I have been entrusted with such an important and bittersweet farewell, when all I did was do my homework and do well on some quizzes and tests for the past 4 years. In all seriousness, though, I stand here with this platform today because I am expected to impart some wisdom to you all about life. As I sat down to write this speech, however, I was at a loss of words and so confused on what I could possibly say to all of you. I know, surprising for an 18-year-old just graduating from high school. I mean, first, I think I should reflect on how amazing all of my peers are. We are all such accomplished individuals, from state champion athletes to talented actors and singers to aspiring intellectuals, and so much more. If you ask anyone from the class of 2022, they will tell you how passionate we all are and how much of a community we have formed with each other. From things like Wild Kingdom Day, sports teams, fine arts, academic teams, our senior fort last week, and more, our class pride is resilient and obvious through every area in KCD. I have no doubt that our legacy will live on. As I've continued to reflect on our impressive collaborative class the past few weeks, the quote, "With great power comes great responsibility," came to my mind. You probably recognize this from the very popular and wise comics of Spider-Man. As we go into our futures, I think it is important to acknowledge how much power each of us holds. Whether that is having a platform to voice an opinion, or just having an idea or story that you can share with others, we will continue to impact the lives of others because we all have such unique passions, and that is very powerful. I have to credit most of this learning to the amazing KCD teachers who have pushed us to become better people and to be responsible with our strengths. I think it is clear that our class has really learned the value of our impact through our connections. And to prove this, I have a story from the glory days of middle school that I would like to share. At the end of 8th grade, instead of taking the normal trip to Camp Hi-Ho, we had a field day out on the football field. Many of us were not thrilled about this experience, to say the least. Instead of participating, our entire grade decided to sit on the bleachers and protest because clearly we were very determined to do what we wanted to do. In this moment, I remember feeling how community could have power because we were able to achieve something collectively. I'm sure our middle school brains were totally thinking about that at the time. So yes, I believe that our community here is meaningful, and the voice that you have can truly impact the people you will meet in the future. As we go out into the world and explore our passions and voices, I wanted to say that it is okay to be confused. Like so many people tell us, it is okay to make mistakes. This is the time in our lives where we will receive so much advice from so many people. And while it may be confusing and at times annoying, it is a wonderful thing to have people who care about you. When I think about all the conversations I have had at KCD, I am grateful for the confusion because it has caused me to question the world and form my own complex perspectives. As there is power in your impact on others, it is important to stress how the conversations you have with others impact you just as much. And this is an integral part of being in a community, whether that be at KCD or beyond. Just look at senior retreat. We connected more than most classes do during that time, and in the process, we bonded as a community and made valuable memories for the rest of our lives. So as we find new achievements to focus on in our future, I think it is important to remember that some finite achievements like getting a good grade or one more high school award are nothing compared to the present conversations and relationships you make with people. I mean, I for one will definitely cherish my memories with friends more than that calc test I bombed in Dr. Goldberg's class. I mean, clearly it didn't really matter in the long run. Thank you, though, to Dr. Goldberg and all my teachers for teaching me valuable lessons. As I look out into the crowd, I am grateful for not only the connections I have with my classmates and my teachers, but the amazing family members and friends who are probably taking videos of this from 5 different angles right now. I am so thankful for each of you. I might not be qualified to give anyone real-life advice at this age, but I know that success is subjective, and each of us will have so much to look forward to. This is just another milestone that we have achieved, and as we enter college and life beyond that, I hope you each strive to make new connections that can compare to the meaningful and insightful connections we have with each other here at KCD. Congratulations to the class of 2022, and I will miss you all dearly.
Thank you so much, Ismail. We will now present student awards. I'm joined on stage for the Chairman's Award by our Chairman of the Board, John Handmaker. Welcome, John.
The Chairman's Award is given to seniors who, in the opinion of the faculty, show a marked development of academic interest, concern for the school, and moral leadership. The recipients are Emma Coulter, Trey Owen, Sandia Lohano, not least, Laura Bache.
The Headmasters Award goes to the seniors who, in the opinion of the faculty, best exemplify the standards, attitude, and scholarship at KCD. This year we have 3 recipients. The first recipient of the Headmasters Award is Ms. Alexandra Fogarty. The second Headmasters Award goes to Emma Vandahar. And the third Headmasters Award this year goes to Sem Farid.
Good morning, everyone. This year, the class of 2022 voted for a faculty member to speak at commencement. This year's chosen speaker is Bobby Copley. Mr. Copley has worked at KCD for 12 years as a part of the maintenance staff, substitute teacher, boys and girls basketball coach, track coach, cross-country coach, social studies teacher, class sponsor, student council sponsor, mentor, and dean. And now commencement speaker. He was first employed by KCD as a summer worker at age 14. As a cross-country coach, Mr. Copley led the girls team to a state runner-up title in 2021, in addition to several top 10 finishes in both boys and girls over the years. Students love his warmth, energy, and generosity. Please help me welcome to the podium, Mr. Bob Copley.
Wow, let me thank you very much. Thank you, Maestro Jay, for the intro there. Thank you, parents, grandparents, friends, faculty, and most of all, the class of 2022. I am honored and humbled to be here this morning. If you would have told me 23 years ago that I was going to give a KCD graduation speech, my 18-year-old KCD self would have laughed and said, "Who made that decision?" Well, graduating class of 2022, apparently you made that decision. And I'm going to do my best to make this quick and relevant, because I know exactly what was going on in my mind when I was sitting in your seat graduating from KCD with a commencement speaker standing in my way of that diploma and the epic adventure that lay ahead. Here's what I know about the graduating class of 2022. You have endured more than most throughout your 4 years of high school. You always know the score, meaning you're competitive, and that applies to almost everything. You love a good challenge. Anna Maria and Carl with your hot pepper chip challenge. Yeah, I know about that. So I challenge you to listen here and hear your former teacher and coach when I say you all are amazing. And we are here today to acknowledge and celebrate you. You see, we are here today to acknowledge and celebrate that you've attained a degree of mastery over our general curriculum. And we are here also today to acknowledge and celebrate that you've developed and displayed the beginnings of self-mastery. You're becoming an adult. And as you become more adult, you'll begin to know and be let in on secrets of adulthood that we, your community of elders, have no idea what we're talking about. But seriously, today is a day where we, you, and your entire community convene and all tacitly agree that you've met the threshold requirements to deal with more. So what's that more you're ready to handle? It's my honor for the next few minutes to discuss it. Let me, like life, throw you directly into the deep end. The biggest revelation in my young adult life is perhaps that much of what happens to us in life is out of our control. I found that the initial reaction to hearing this is either some version of, that's not true. In my experience, my outcomes have felt totally determined by my efforts. Or, on the opposite end of the spectrum, okay, I believe you, but if that's true, then why should I try at all? The first reaction, I say, awesome. But the effort comes from the blessings of a great community, one that you're now moving on. And to the second, I say, you can't be resigned. Life is filled with opportunities to build more personal agency. Although ultimate control may be beyond us, what is required of us as adults is self-discipline over the few domains we can manage. How do we persist in an environment where we lack ultimate control yet want to achieve our maximum success? In reflecting back on the past 4, 8, or even 13 years of your academic life within this community, we, your teachers, coaches, and advisors, have been trying to guide you and help you find answers to those academic and philosophical questions. Were you listening? I know you were. But you asked me to give a speech, so I'm going to cover mine again, just so we're super clear. So this is me dropping some knowledge on you about taking back some of that control. Here is a concise explanation of the core principles I believe are necessary for building self-agency and creating optimal conditions for growth and success. Principle 1, show up. You've all acquired an extraordinary number of skills as members of our KCD community, but in this next phase of life, I'm willing to bet your most potent ability will be your availability. The consistency with which you can be called on and respond. The consistency with which you will make yourself available to take on new challenges that push you. There's an audacity in youth that us older folks admire and try to maintain, and miss in ourselves at times when and if it leaves us. It's there to be leveraged to enable you to effect changes big and small in your life. But is it impossible to effect change in life and in society if you are not first engaged in the world around you? Advocacy requires action, and action's first principle is attendance. We believe the wisdom of Maya Angelou when she said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. I'll humbly add, people can't remember how you made them feel if you weren't present to make an impact. And I'll go further. As long as you're present, be fully present. All of you are incredible young people. However, it's true that outside of our community, people won't often have long periods of time with you to figure that out as certainly as we have. So it becomes important that you represent yourself honestly, well, and as well often as you can. The former CEO of Walt Disney Company, Bob Iger, once said, if you're in the business of making things, be in the business of making things great. And you are all in the business of making a life great for yourselves and the people you care about. I want you to be able to do that immediately. So I need you to show up, and when you show up well. There are things that are in our power which allow you to show up well. Preparation, effort, timing, attitude, this is something I know you know. But you won't always succeed in doing that. Preparing, putting forth the right effort, attitude all the time, no one does. But when you don't, I encourage you to subscribe to my second principle. Principle 2, don't make excuses. Psychologist Angela Duckworth, in her extraordinary book, Grit, lays out a simple formula that I'd love everyone to walk away remembering. It is talent times effort equals skill. Skill times effort equals achievement. Again, talent times effort equals skill. Skill times effort equals achievement. Excuses are the hallmark of a lack of effort, and they undermine the process of your achievement. Not making them won't immediately guarantee that you'll put in 100% max effort with consistency, but it's a start. Excuses are also a hiding place, a safety mechanism built from the immaturity of our ego. By ceasing with the excuses for why something has or hasn't happened to you and for you, you're taking personal ownership over your circumstance. You own the fact that more outcomes are within your sphere of influence, both positive and negative. And in taking ownership, you become justified in taking yourself seriously. To fail in life is no shame, far from it. It is one of very few certainties. Failure is the price of making the effort to reach for achievement. But to make an excuse for that failure, that is childish. The professional owns their efforts or lack thereof before the world. This is me, I didn't prepare, or I tried my hardest for something, it failed, and daunted or not, I care enough to try again. To quote playwright Samuel Beckett, ever tried, ever failed? No matter, try again, fail better. Someone who owns their failures publicly, who takes responsibility for what is in their power to control, is someone the world can take seriously. Someone the world can admire and have faith in. And a person like that can make a difference for themselves and others. So understanding that growth is a requirement of happiness, and growth mandates reaching beyond our grasp. And in reaching, failure becomes a certainty. What then is the solution? Well, being thankful along the way. You see, you're going to fail, but if you're gracious and kind and thankful to people and the experience for which your failure originated, then you will try again and you will do better and you will have support in doing so. This brings me to my third principle, gratitude. While you're reaching for more, give thanks, not just for what you have, but for the ability and inclination to reach. And in failure, for the constitution to reach again. Gratitude is a skill. One can have more or less of a talent for it, but with effort, it can be developed in anyone. I am thankful for having the opportunity to speak to you today here. I'm thankful for Frank Heil giving me my first job ever and the start of my KCD employment. I am thankful for the 12 years of teaching and coaching at my alma mater. I am thankful for the love and unwavering support of my colleagues. I am most thankful for the class of 2022 and all the students before you and all the students after you, whose energy, enthusiasm, and innovation inspire me each and every day. These are my principles, and when it becomes overwhelming, just remember, show up for yourself and others. Don't make excuses, and engage in gratitude. If you subscribe to those principles in that order, then you'll once again find yourself standing in the direction of your dreams. Thank you, and congratulations to the class of 2022.
We knew it would be great, and it was great. Thanks, Mr. Copley. I would like to ask Mr. Martin to begin conferring the diplomas to the class of 2022. We ask that you hold your applause until all diplomas have been awarded today. Thank you.
Adit Agarwal. Yusuf Mohammed Al-Sarogi. May Al-Sufi. Sarah Al-Zuhaili. Laura Westre Beish. Sanj Kaur Baines. Anish Nihar Balarao. Clay Fitzjames Bockhorst. Nathan Lee Caldwell. Joy Sarah Karstanjan. Abby Noel Caldwell. Elizabeth Caroline Coleman. Emma Bryant Coulter. Eric Everett Dickerson, Jr. Maxim Wolfgang Jurasovic. Hannah Nicole Donan. Allie Marie Rowan Dreyer. Taha Jamil Lafara. Renee Diane Alcati. Sim Fareed. Alexandra Claire Fogarty. Majid Khaled Goshet. Zoe Grace Steffi Gomez. Julia Francesca Granito. Abigail Rose Rogan. Liv Adela Goodmanson. Olivia Shea Hall. Alyssa Hannigan could not be with us today. Grayson Lindsay Heimer. Charles Haig Kersick. Penelope Painter Kuhn. Lucille Faith Lawson. Quinn Daniel Leverson. Riley Justine Lewis. Sandhya Vasdev Lohana.
Go, Sandhya!
Megan Elizabeth Maines. Miriam Malik. Claire Virginia Martin. Eleanor Astrid Mayer. Emily Ann McCurry. Daniel Cronin Moriarty. Luis Rhodes Moss. Joshua Das Nagaraj. Maya Grace O'Neill. Trey Robert Owen. Sonia Vipul Panchal. Connor Van Pascal. Anna Maria Gabriela Popa. Logan Hughes Perkis. Mina Lynn Rao. Andrea Hope Rice. Sophia Marie Ritchell. Megan Marie Robertson. Isaiah Cartrell Robinson. Francesca Rose Rakasano. Luke William Russo. Asma Wasim Sajid. Brendan Scott Schoenwetter. Zachary Andrew Schoenwetter. Josephine Bell Shapiro. Molly Eliza Shapiro. Jenna Haley Shaps. Anderson Connor Smith. Lakayla Simone Smith. Brooke Rains Swisher. Erin Rose Tabler. Catherine Olivia Tanner. Danielle Elizabeth Tobias. Parker Gray Tuma. Charles Nathaniel Trauber. Emma Summers Gray Vonderhaar. Aiden Russell Wetstein. Catherine Grace Whiting. Amanda Catherine Williams. Carl Martin Williams. Bryce Weston Wunderlich. Faye Yu.
Script, and because we can't have too many reasons to celebrate the class of 2022, I'm going to say, ladies and gentlemen, I now present to you the class of 2022.